What's up, fam bam? So we're back with a training video update. This is the intensity prep week. This was week 6 in whole. The first day was 4x8 on everything, and to the right you see what I actually did. Misread the front squats. Ended up doing 2 extra sets there. Killed my legs for the whole week. The power day, luckily, was lower volume, so I just came in the next day and knocked that out. The strength day is what you'll actually see here in the video footage. And last but not least would be the hypertrophy footage, which I did not film just due to the fact that, it's uninteresting and not everything needs to be filmed. I'm at a point now where I don't feel like I need form corrections. I still film mostly everything, but for that microcycle where it was just prep for the upcoming training, it wasn't important for me to film it. This footage here basically, is just rounding up the last of that preparatory cycle. On this day, Brandon, I think his name is Brandon Lee Wells, and his girlfriend Andrea Valdez came to the gym. We also had Korean Iron here. I don't know what his real name is. They all came to the gym to visit. My coach was also here, and Mel, who made a quick cameo in the previous set from the TSAthlete. So all the homies were on deck for today. And just going through the motions, I'm just getting the work in, trying to remain as explosive as possible. And what I'm noticing, what's different through this training wave from the last is the inclusion of front squats on my back squatting days. So I'm definitely killing my legs softly. And in the check-in video where I had mentioned embracing the fluff, I've come to the realization that having weight on you is natural steroids. If you're not on gear, then and you want to be a natural athlete, you can continue to be on a caloric deficit and train and make gains. It's just you're fighting an uphill battle. And I'm not saying that you need to get fat and then cut and then get fat and cut and be a potato like Chris Jones. But you need to find a happy medium so you can remain consistent in what you're trying to accomplish in your training. Moving along, here is the actual first day of working sets on the intensity wave of the program. Nothing much has changed here. It's another 4x8 at a different percentage. So one thing I found funny about my squat and analyzing it as of late is the more that I try and control the velocity of the rep, the more that I throw myself out of my natural squat pattern. And the faster I seem to hit a squat, the more natural the motion seems and the easier the weight is coming out of the bottom of the squat. See, here's a perfect example. This is 305 pounds, I think, on the bar. I'm pretty sure it's 305. So I've been consistently trying to work on this this whole walkout thing, and it just seems that certain days, based on how fat I'm feeling, my feet need to be in a certain place. I noticed the left one is a little bit more directly under me, and the right one is slightly out. And I did feel that in my knee a little bit afterwards. Nothing too severe, but you see, like I'm going for it. And on each of these squats, my knees are consistently out. There's minimal play with them coming back in. And the acceleration on the squat is fucking beautiful. It's textbook. I think on this particular set, we'll probably find exactly what I'm talking about. Some of these reps, I believe I tried to control the velocity, and coming out of the hole, they felt horrible. I think mentally, you don't want to gas yourself out on the first couple of reps on a speed set. Granted, this isn't my speed day, but the mentality is always to fucking bring it. And by bringing it, I mean, you know, don't half-ass it, don't sandbag it. Fucking blast that goddamn squat like I want to throw it off my back each time. But at the same time, it's like, you know, it's not necessarily RPE, but you're thinking, you know, RPE in your head. Whereas, let me explain, that I want to be capable of doing all of my intended work without failing anything. So while it's nice to have speed and intensity on every rep, you also want to maintain consistency and hit all your reps. You don't want to fail a rep because you went full fucking retard, and then, you know, you don't have enough for those last two, or you're just like closing your eyes and hoping Jesus takes the wheel and does the last two squats for you, or bench or deadlifts or whatever lift it is that you're going to be doing. As I mentioned before, I have front squats programmed mostly on some of the days that I squat. So instead of doing the other stuff and coming back to the front squats, I dive right into the front squats. It's, you know, they're normally 100 pounds less. I actually bumped the weight up here 5 pounds. I told my coach that I think my front squat max weight was off. And so whatever, we bumped it. Or he hasn't officially bumped it. I just took it upon myself to add an extra 5 pounds. And there's Bradley Martin in the background. He's going to try and troll my my training footage. I guess he just didn't realize that my camera was off to the left and not in front of me. Bench press, I really have nothing much all to say about it. It's been going great. As you can see here, normally the first or second rep will be a little iffy, but then from there, like I can feel what's not off. You know, as I bring the weight down, I'm trying to bring my sternum up to the bar to shorten that range of motion, but at the same time, also trying to keep myself planted. I'm trying to dig my traps into the bench with my feet and just stay in place and make sure that, you know, I'm not moving at all during any of those reps. The last set I did without bands, but this is our old bastard bench, and I would rather have them there than not have them there to keep my ass from sliding, rather than putting a bunch of chalk all over my butt cheeks along with my traps. So this is about as much arch as that I have. Normally none of my back is touching, just really my traps and my rhomboids are on that bench. And what I really try to do is emulate a decline bench press. So you notice that the bar really, and I've worked a lot on this, is travels down and then up. And I may misgroove one from time to time, just rushing it. So I slow down and regather myself and really just try and maintain that. It's funny because it's true. Moving along to the Penlay rows, this is pretty much the only pull that I'll do with a hook grip. Well, I do think hook grip is beneficial for doing training on deadlift, cleans, and snatches. I think it's just more beneficial if you want to build your grip strength to use a regular closed fist grip. And then finishing the workout off is every bro's favorite, and this is the tricep push down. You know, I'm fat as fuck right now, but you can still see some minor definition of my tricep. My arms are pretty fucking huge. This is an extra large shirt. It used to be actually too big for me when I originally bought it, but I seem to be filling it out pretty nicely these days, so I really can't complain. That pretty much wraps up this video, dudes. I really appreciate you guys sticking around, checking out the footage, whoever's leaving comments. I'm trying to interact with you guys and, you know, follow me on Instagram and all that jazz. So again, I do appreciate everyone sticking around for the journey.